I want to start a revolution, and before you click on this video and get like angry at me, if someone for whatever reason is watching my videos and getting angry at me, no, I don't believe it should be a political revolution. At least this is not why I'm doing it. I was in the grocery store today, and I was just walking around, you know, trying to talk to people, be social and stuff like that. And I noticed just so many people just had their headphones in, just glued to their phones in a grocery store. One of the places that like you should be expected to be able to talk to people to get like directions, find out where things are, even just like even meet people. Like it can happen anywhere. Um, and just seeing so many people not be present and not be, in essence, just curious about each other really just made me quite sad because like that's what that's what humanity is. Humanity is all about being curious about each other. And I myself will fully acknowledge that I like am not present as much as I'd like to be. I want to become one of those people that like is able to walk, or I want to become one of those people that can walk anywhere without music in his head and just like take in the scenery and stuff like that. I want to be one of those people that can go up to anyone and strike up a conversation. I've seen such value in developing my social skills and my communication skills. It's changed my life in such a big way. And I think that this isn't, not to get on my high horse or anything, but I feel like, at least for my generation, for people my age who are like victims of going through high school and first years of university in the COVID-19 pandemic, I feel like it really set us back. It really didn't allow us to really learn social cues and learn how to actually talk to people in an adult setting, because, or even in any setting, because I feel like, so often whenever you make eye contact with someone, they can be standoffish, and that's just because that's not their fault. It's just that we haven't conditioned ourselves to actually be able to talk to people, be able to actually communicate with people, be actually able to actually strike up a random conversation with people. I feel like we need to have a revolution in this regard. We need to go about our days without music constantly playing in our head and constantly needing to be stimulated at all times. We need to be able to actually communicate with people and be curious about each other without the need to have something on in the background. We need to be able to actually see the humanity in everything that we're doing without needing something prompting us to do it. It should just be in our nature, you know? Um, I want this channel and TikTok account, wherever you're watching this, to become one that advocates for curiosity in every way. Whether it be like, I'm probably going to start doing like interviews and stuff like that, because just it's really interesting hearing people's story and how they got into the things they did. Even if you're not necessarily interested in them, everyone has their own unique perspective and everyone has their own kind of way of looking at the world and why they want to get into doing certain things. And I feel like we're not curious enough as a people to actually like develop connections, because we're not asking each other about like what we want to do, what our dreams are, what our hopes are, how we want to accomplish them, stuff like that. Stuff that is so easily able to connect you with someone else. If you're able to not even dig deep, but just ask like interesting questions and ask like questions that show you're interested, the connections you can make are crazy. Like, it's not even from a place of, yeah, and it just comes from a place of wanting to learn about a person and wanting to be curious about a person and wanting to like learn about the world, learn about why people do what they do, you know? Yeah, so I really have become passionate about this since starting up this channel, and pretty much since like for the last couple of years of like teaching in helping teach an engineering communications course, I've kind of realized how just people aren't able to communicate, and people aren't able to relay their ideas and actually like be excited. We're constantly trying to stimulate ourselves, or like optimize productivity, optimize this, optimize that. Like society, we're not meant to optimize everything that we're doing. You're meant to make mistakes. You're meant to continue learning. If you find, like, don't get me wrong, it's good to find optimization in some aspects, but not at the loss of your humanity, because if you lose your humanity, then what good is the actual optimization? Because you're not actually making something that you can be proud of. You're not making anything that like you're able to put your craft into. There's a reason that they say that, not that I actually believe this, but there's a reason that they say that trade jobs will always be around, because that requires craft, that requires actual learning, that requires like constant, you can optimize that. There's always going to be like a carpenter, you can optimize. I don't even know what they make carpentry, I guess. But you can optimize like how to do a process such as that. And I feel like we need to do a better job at actually trying to learn these things from each other. And that's the other thing. If you're not present and you just have a headphone in, or you're just constantly, again, I do it, like when I'm doing work, I'll put on a movie in the background and stuff like that, just to distract myself, and it definitely decreases my productivity, but it allows me to feel comfort because I don't actually need to think or like challenge myself. So I myself, I need to do a better job at this as well. But I feel like just as a collective, we need to do a better job at actually treating everyone as human and being curious about each other, because curiosity creates so many different things. It creates so much creativity. It creates everything that you see in front of you. Like this paper towel right here. Curiosity is what created this. Like someone being like, oh, how can I find a way to optimize the fibers that are used to be able to like wipe up grime and messes and stuff like that. That wouldn't have happened if someone wasn't curious about it. You can do so much stuff with curiosity, and if you're just looking to another person to understand why they do what they do. You don't need to agree with what they do, but even just like being able to understand what they do is such a powerful thing, because you're just going to be able to generate so many ideas for yourself if you talk to enough people, and enough people are going to be able to inspire you. You're going to be able to inspire people with your ability to converse with them. I don't have my mic yet. I'm ordering it this week, but as soon as I get that, I want to start actually interviewing people, and I want to start actually being curious about people's lives and being curious about why people do what they do. Because like I said, I feel like we need a revolution on curiosity. I feel like people judge too much on the surface and don't actually give people the time to show their colors, and we need to have more conversations with each other on why people do what they do, because that's how you build connections. Connections are how you build relationships. Relationships create creativity, because you can be inspired by what someone else does. Be curious is pretty much all I gotta say. We need more of it in this life, especially with how many supposed problems people think. The only way to get past them is by being curious. So, yeah, something I'm really passionate about, and I can't wait to see where this new mindset takes me. I hope you guys are trying to be as curious as possible out there. But yeah, I would be happy to, once I get my mic, actually interview people. I think that'd be so much fun. If you have anyone, or if anyone wants to be interviewed, I'm going to be probably interviewing like my friends and my family and stuff like that at first. But if you want to be interviewed for any reason, let me know. yeah, I'm so excited because curiosity might be the most important thing in the world to actually making the world a better place. Yeah, just my 2 cents. Love you guys. I'll talk to you guys later.